Hello, hello, hello. It's a pleasure to be before you today. Thank you for joining me live or in the future. I was thinking that I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, and I decided to do one because I came across a video, excuse me, that reminded me of something that I've said many, many times. So just think, lack of knowledge, we perish because of lack of knowledge. A lot of us, including myself, we have done things or are doing things because what people think, what we feel, what we want, what we believe, and how it benefits us. But is that the right way to go? Not necessarily, no. We should seek out the truth. The reason why I say that, because a lot of things we have partake in has a history, has a purpose, has a meaning behind it. And when you find out about it, you will be given a choice to do what you want with the information. And I recall saying this to someone many years ago. Wherever you live, you may have some people call it the bad neighborhood, the thuggish neighborhood, the ghetto neighborhood, or whatever neighborhood they consider to be bad, and they don't want to move there, or they move there and they want to move there, move out, and they blame the neighborhood. And I will always say, if all the individuals are moved out of that location, the only thing there are the buildings. What is wrong with that scenario? What defines the neighborhood? The people and the environment that they live in. What do you mean by that, Anthony? Your way of thinking reveal you. You can go to, have you ever gone to some people's houses and wonder how could they live in that environment? But you couldn't, but they are living in that environment. They are comfortable in that environment. That's all they know about that environment. They know nothing different because that's where they was raised and brought up over the years, from grandmother to grandmothers, and no one have instructed them, or they don't see themselves or getting out of that environment, and they condition themselves to go along with what's going on in the hood, and they see no goal in them reaching anything. Which brings to mind, we as a race of people, it can be black, white, this message can apply to any race of people. It's not a condemnation message. It's not a you people, that people. Of course, we hear that from the mouths of different races, you people, those people, them people, or however they want to phrase it. But we must come to understand something, that life is not promised to us. Any second, any minute of the day, we can cease to exist. Have you gone in a local mall or drive your car and you see people, women and men, dressed what you consider to be inappropriately? You say, no, that don't really bother me. But in my younger days, I didn't care. Oh, look at that girl. She looked good in that outfit. And you just about what you've seen because it pleased your interest. Then we get older and we begin to look at things and say, that's not often. It should not be. You have older women are twerking. Younger girls are twerking. When you see a picture, they posing to show their rear end. They're wearing clothes. I call it the Victoria's Secret girl, because some clothing that women wear is almost like wearing their underwear out in public, showing all the curvatures of their body. And they have accepted it's normal because they know not what they do. It has become normal to them because that is where they're coming from, the environment in which they live. Their parents or whoever they're living with is not telling them, he or she, that they ought not to leave the house in that manner. Twerking or shaking your rear end, what does that do? This may be the first time you hear that. We have heard about pornographic and porno pictures and whatever. When women or men posed in a provocative way, like a female with her underwear on that look like swim wear or sports wear, I call it soft porn. Why do you mean by that? Because you can see practically about everything about that, what that woman is wearing, and especially if she's wearing thongs and low cut bra, you've seen everything that she is wearing. And yet, when it's the sound, no, I'm not. You don't hear much people speaking against it on the public sector. Maybe the mom and pops in the corner, but on a grand scale of things, you don't hardly hear anything about it. So we're living in a world that is sad. I was talking to someone today, a female, for almost 2 hours. She is sharing her experience, sharing her knowledge, and I just listen and we converse one another. We converse together. She asked me questions, I asked her questions, and I listened to what she had to say. And we both have valid points. And I saw a video yesterday where a female, a young girl, had a tennis outfit on a tennis court, and she said, "This is how I get my coach to train me." And I'm saying, what is she talking about? This young lady actually pulled down her shorts where you can just see enough of her pubic hair. And she said, "This is how I get my coach to train me." And I said, "Do she not know?" Yeah, yes, she knew what she was doing because they do things they know not what they do. And they do it because they want to get liked, they want the video to go viral. So young people of all races do videos to get people to like them and try to get a viral video, and they degrade themselves. And I'm quite sure, I'm saying, whoever she live with, do they know that she put that video out? Or they may say, be careful, out there, because you have people watching videos pertaining to males and females, and they get interested in you. And we know from history that a lot of people have been killed or kidnapped or attacked because of the content that's put out there. So what's my point? When you hear things, do we hear things in today's society, in today's world, that cause us to think about the choices we make? I'm no different. I did a lot of things when I was younger. But then I'm old and I look back and say, boy, I thank God that he got me through all the stuff that I went through. And a lot of people are less fortunate than me. So it's not a put down a combination. Like we both said, me and the young lady say that people need to hear the truth. Not sugar-coated, not watered down, not a black or racial thing, because it comes from all races of people. But we need to hear the truth as it pertains to our lifestyle and how we are living, because we need to know. We living in a world. You do not know if you will wake up tomorrow. You do not know what is in store for you 20 minutes from now. So we need to come to understanding that, are you happy with your life? Are you happy with your life? Are you existing only to work 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, which is nothing wrong with that, and you're comfortable with that, getting married, having children, and that's your life? That's fine with you. But there are many of us out there that see or perceive there's a purpose in our life that we want to fulfill. And this message where it says rise above tradition, rise above traditions. We as individuals need to rise above tradition of family lifestyle, family history. This is my culture. This is my the way it been since my ancestors came aboard this country. We must rise up against tradition. We must understand that the choices we are making may be the result of experiments that have been done before you and I was conceived. Experiment was done to control people, push people in another direction. But what I'm going to share with you is going to apply to some people. Like I say, it's not condemnation. It's not a put down. It's to cause you to think. And when I can make one person think, I have done my job. Because you can't say, well, Anthony, that's not true, or that's a lie, or that's your opinion. No, because you, if you're truthful with yourself, you will say to yourself that what you are hearing is the truth. And let me turn this computer off. Not computer off, but I keep hearing a beep. I'm speaking on my laptop. So we must understand that the things that we hear and the things that we're doing may be the result of somebody have programmed us over the years. Like I say, it could be any races of people. But I want you, so my message, I, it's, my message is rise above tradition. But if you take the R, the A, and the T, What word is it spelled? It said rat. Have you ever heard the phrase, you're nothing but a rat? He's nothing but a rat. You know, those people are rats. And why you say that? Because you're saying that what the person's doing and how they behaving like a rat. They care only about themselves. So a couple of days ago, a video popped up on my YouTube something, and I said, wow, that makes sense because I say something like that in one of my messages. And I thought about doing a message or not doing it. And I said, I need to share because some of you don't know I have a YouTube channel called Hidden Tears. And why is it Hidden Tears? Because we all have some form of hidden tears, and our behavior reveal the tears. There's no water coming down our eyes, but our behavior typify tears. It's like the grandmama or grandparent will say, boy or girl, you need to get help with that issue, that problem that you're having. The child is not crying, but their behavior is crying out. And the only thing that can stop them, if they choose to be stopped, is accept the truth, and the truth will wipe away their hidden tears. Like the shirt I have on, you can't see it, but this is one version of it. I'll put it up there. This is, excuse me, hope you can see it. It's white background, and it has hidden tears. All tears are not wet. So all tears are not wet. When someone can be crying and there's no tears coming down their face, but they're crying out for help from the behavior that someone sees is leading them toward destruction. So wipe away your tears. So what is the rat? Where I'm coming with this rat? Do you not know? Do you know, or have you heard? In the 1840, there was an experiment called the Tyrone rat experiment. You can YouTube it and see it. It's called the Tyrone rat experiment. Then it was picked up in 1940, and someone, I guess, duplicated it again. So I'm going to paraphrase it. You can watch the video. The Tyrone rat experience. What is the Tyrone rat experience about? And in this synopsis that I'm going to give you, you're going to say, wow, that is true. That is going on today in a different form, and people are behaving like rats. Not an insult, but some people behave like rats or in bad ways. Their behavior is, people say, you acting like a dog, or you acting like so-and-so, or you acting like whatever. So when I read this, I said, wow, that is going on today, because it reminded me of a previous message, of many messages I have did and what I have shared. So let me give you a synopsis. I hope I said it right. So if I didn't say it exactly right, you can call me out on it. But I'm going from my memory. And in 1940, this particular person did an experiment with rats. 100 rats, I'm going to say 100 rats from the same mother and father. No different, from the same mother and father. And they took these 100 rats, maybe a set of 200, or maybe it's 50, 50 make 100, I don't know. And they put half of these rats, male and female, in an environment that's a good environment. They have water, they have food, their home was kept, the people cleaned up the house, they didn't put poison in food. These rats live good. They had nothing to worry about. They got along together, and they was able to maneuver to the maze, and they was very smart. And the other half of the rat was put in an environment where it was crummy like, not well kept, poison was put in their food. They had a bad lifestyle. They lived in a bad environment, and they couldn't get themselves through the maze. I'm gonna say the maze of life. So they just existed there. And this experiment went on, and then someone picked it up in the look at my notes. They picked it up in the 1940, and they talked about it. And they said 300 rats was split up. They split them up and divided them to create an environment. They created two environments. One was good and one was bad. And they wanted to see how these rats behave in the environment. The good rats, like I mentioned, behaved well. They was taken care of by the caretaker, and the other rats were just left to themselves to do whatever, live among the poop, fight each other, and steal from each other, and didn't care about themselves. The mother didn't care about them. All kind of stuff that went on in this rat, I'm gonna say, kingdom. And the person who did the experiment said, okay, I'm gonna say, flip the script. So they took the bad rats out of their environment and put them in a good environment, and all of a sudden they changed and they live well like the good rats. And they put the good rats in the bad environment, and they could not function. But what's interesting on all of this that brought me to think about life in itself, that we see this in the general public. The bad rats begin to fight among each other. They begin to have sex with male rats, humping male rats, raping other rats, going up the stairs, stealing from other rats, fighting other rats, bullying other rats in the neighborhood. And the mama rat did not care about her children. She's only care about her fur, you can say hair, and she was only concerned about the daddy rat that she was focusing on. And she didn't care about her children. And the person who did the experiment said it was not the mindset, it was the environment that the rats lived in. The world, the environment, like I said, rat pee, feed the rats cat food, all kind of stuff. And it did this for 4 months. And let me make sure I didn't skip. I'm using the notes that and it switched the rats. I said that. And it's making through life just fine. And it ain't about genetics. It ain't about these people in the community. The environment that you put these entities change the way they interact. So the environment that the rats was in produced their behavior. And someone said, you just like a rat. Or you ever heard that phrase? When people are put in an environment, as I described, or in the project or wherever, and people say, my mom or everybody in the family was born in the project, and we see no way out, and that's all we know. And some projects that I know of don't take care of the project. They're trash over the place. They don't upkeep the place. People have mold. So they make life in the project so depressing that the people that's in there become adaptable to that environment, and they see no way out. And then when they move out of that environment, they begin to prosper mentally, and they begin to see themselves in another light that they can make a difference. So it's not that the building is the problem, it's the mindset of the individual that live in these places. When you are told over and over and over through history that you, black or white or whoever you are, listen to this message, that you cannot accomplish anything in life, then you have accepted that choice. So don't be a rat. Be someone that say, I can be a good, smart rat and get out of the situation I'm in. Because we do see and have heard of what I described in this rat experiment. You know, like I said, look at Tyrone rat experiment, and you will hear there was an actual experiment done in the 18 and 1900s. Is being played out today in society in all races of people. Because not only blacks that live in a project, we got other people that live, other races of people live in a project too. And you don't even have to be in a project. You can be in a community, in a rural area, or in the local city when and say, what is the purpose? Because when I can get you, control you to think that you can be nothing but where your environment, then I have control you, and you have become my slave and have become your master. It reminded me of a young lady, young girl in middle school, told me she liked to read. And she said, I don't get it, Mr. Milton. I'm hearing a lot of kids say they don't like to read, they don't want to read, and they hate reading. And she said, how can that be? You got to read. You got TikTok accounts. You text. You read what your friends text out and send you. So you are reading. So it's their interest in what they're reading. And I told them, I'm not a good reader. I'm not a good speaker. I recognize my weakness. I'm studying off and on to be a better speaker. And I said, when we limit ourselves only to the letter A and B, I cannot communicate. We cannot communicate past the letter B because we only know words with A and B. So the more you read, the more you read, the more you read, you build up your vocabulary, you build up your communication skills, become a better speaker, a better writer, be it understand certain things. So I can't get that. I don't understand that when kids would say that, and then you have in the rat experiment, they say the mama rats did not take care of their children. They was only concerned about getting hold of the daddy rat, I guess, for sexual reason and purpose. Do we not see that in society today that some parents do not care about their children schooling? Kids come to home and the streets become the babysitter. They're not involved in the kids' education, and then they get mad with the teacher for their child is failing, and then when they are confronted by their child behavior, instead of them accepting that what they're hearing is true, they argue with the teacher and say it's the teacher's fault that the child is failing, but the child is on video game and TikTok and not doing their homework. So they put the blame on the teacher and not themselves. And in the rat scenario, the rat was concerned about her hair, which is her fur. And I said, well, do we not see that today in society? Women of all races have focused on their hair, their looks, and oh yes, and the rat was also concerned about their weight. And do we see society today where some women are not concerned about their weight and some are concerned about their weight? So when you listen to this video, you may see yourself in it, some parts in it, you may see other people in it, but you can learn from that particular experiment. What, who, what, when, and why, what was the purpose of the experiment? And was it implemented in society? I would say yes, in various forms. But through lack of knowledge and people not saying anything, and you don't know why you're doing what you're doing because of history and tradition, then you have become a victim. So rise above tradition. The first RAT, rise above your condition. Become, become, advance, increase in knowledge, something that has been used by people. Tradition, rise above things that have been used by tradition. Have a different way of thinking. Rise above what you think is the norm and do your homework and research, and you be in a better position if you choose to. All about choice. Some people are not going to accept what I'm saying. Some people don't want to accept the truth, but they're comfortable in the lifestyle they're living, and that's their choice. But then there's other of us out there that want a better life for ourselves. We want to provide for our children, provide for ourselves. We want to make a difference in life, not just being getting married, having babies, and doing our life and doing the things, and then come back and serve God as a stamp of approval. No, we're living in a society, we're living in a world that we must begin to hear the truth. We must hear the truth. What you do with it is totally up to you. Excuse me. What you do with the truth is totally up to you. So by hearing what you just heard from me about the rat experiment, look it up and learn from it and share with other people. Share it with other people. Because you, those who follow me on Facebook, on YouTube, I'm all about sharing. Some people don't like, I've been told they don't like what I have said, because they say I'm speaking against our people. How am I speaking against our people if I'm saying something of the truth? And I also use myself as an example. God will always use people that will speak the truth. And yes, we will be attacked verbally and sometimes physically. So we must speak the truth in the midst that we are living in. If I tell you to jump off the bridge without looking, would you do it? No. And tell you there's water at the bottom of it, even in the pool, would you jump off the diving board and believe that there's water underneath because I told you? You will want to see it. So some people have to experience things before they believe. Not all, but some. Wake up from your rat tradition, wake up from your rat thinking, those of you who it applied to. Like I said, we have the rat hood, they call it the Robin Hood rat, or the rat hood, where the rats have taken over the maze. They have control. We see people live in projects, high-rise public housing in different parts of the country, and they have gangs on different levels and different floors, and they know not to go to the next floor or the next neighborhood because they'll be attacked in that gang neighborhood. And the rat experiment was just like that. The rats who lived in a bad environment began to fight among themselves, the bullying of the rats, having sex with male rats, having sex with females, raping the females, raping their siblings, and all this kind of stuff, and beating up. And the female rat was only concerned about the male rat because she was interested in the male rap because of her weight and hair. That's all she was focusing on, and she left the children to rap to defend for themselves. And I said, do we not see that being played out in society today among many races all over the country, all over the world? Yes. So, as my point of saying this, when we are doing things, we need to be more smart and say, why is I'm doing this? Why do I believe this? And when someone come and say what you believe is not true, then we want to attack that person, and we want to use our gender or our race as a defense mechanism to blame and say I'm experiencing this because of the color of my skin. Not saying that people don't experience racism. Not saying that even I have experienced racism, even when I was a police officer, going in the store, people watching me and following me around because they think I'm going to steal something. So the color of my skin, is a number one radar for some people out there, but not all races of people hate black individuals. When one black individual do something bad, they'll sometimes put in the same boat as, oh, you people always like this. Which on my YouTube channel, I did a series of messages. I think it's 9 or 10 about you people, the N word. You can check it out on Hidden Tears on my YouTube channel, and and because I do the videos and I'm pushing to try to do my best to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of view time, which I have done, but I'm still need to 1,000 subscribers. And when I start doing the YouTube shorts on my Hidden Tears channel, you can go Hidden Tears or Hidden Tears of Black Male and go to the YouTube the shorts tab, and you see my 60-second videos. Once I start doing the 60-second spontaneous videos, a thought may come in my mind. I may do it in the morning or sometime before, sometime be 3. I build up a following, and then I reach, at the last time I checked, 536 subscribers. Now I'm down 400 something to fall in the category of being monetized so I can start getting paid for my content. So that was a good feat on my own because I listened to other people and I applied my God-given creativity. And then when you do YouTube videos, they give you a weekly statistic analytic of who watching videos from the age 14 to 61. And I must say, the United States of America is number 1, India is number 2, I think LA is number 3, and it goes down different all over the world. But what's interesting is 76, the last time I checked, 73 or 74% of those who watch me and listen to me are males. The other rest is female. So I do have a male following out there that like the content, and some of them do comment. You can read the comment yourself in what they said about the videos, and I do my best to respond to their questions or response. So I said, wow, I do have something to say. I have something that need to be heard that people like what I done. And I close by saying this. I saw a true video where this well-known Boston violinist went into the subway station, just regular clothes, and did a routine for 45 minutes. And he had his violin case out there for people to put money in. And he played this song or this thing he wrote for 45 minutes. And he only got $32. But the night before, he sold out the Boston uh, arena or whatever you call it, and then he sold out that arena, and his ticket was above 100 plus, and he was well known in that environment that he lived in. But when he went into the environment in the subway, people really didn't notice him. And the ending of the moral of the experiment was go where you are appreciated, and so go where you are celebrated, not where you are tolerated. So the people in the subway tolerated him. He only got $32. But when he was 2 nights before, he was celebrated and he sold out the arena with his music. So the moral of the story is your environment defines you. Go where you are appreciated. Go where you are celebrated, because there are individuals in your life right now don't want you to succeed, so they will do whatever to talk you out of the choice that you're making, because they may have a downfall, or they may try, or they may fail, or they don't want to see you achieve anything. Sadly, there are individuals in your life don't want you to be what you want to be. You should not say, I'm resort to twerking or shaking your booty or doing soft porn by dressing in a certain provocative way to get your video to be viral. Someone can see every curvature of your body. You have thongs on, you have showing all your cleavage out, and you are very attractive, and everyone see what you look like. Imagine when you get married, everyone doesn't see what you look like in your undergarments that is sportswear or swimwear. And that's the mindset of the person. They're using their physical body to get attention. And some people, some females or males, get the wrong attention and then they get mad. And then you got the, like my cousin said, you got the sagging brothers, you got some sisters that sag and they think it's cool, but I said know the history behind sagging, and it may cause you to pull up your pants. Yeah, then we got people that use the N word and say we own the N word, but I never bought or invest into the usage of N word, but yet it's acceptable among us and we find it's cool, but when another race say it, we get mad and be offended. So what is I'm saying? Rise above tradition, rise above what you think is right. What I have shared with you tonight should cause you to think, what other tradition I'm following that bring me, that keeping me in the maze, in the rat maze of life. People say, I'm sorry, there's a rat race. There's a rat race. Everybody trying to get. That's the term I heard, the rat race. You know, people are behaving like rats. They biting and stomping and fighting and doing whatever to get whatever. They get the cheese. It's the money, the bling, the paper, and whatever. So we living in a maze. You and I are living in our own self-imposed maze. And the only way to find our way out of the maze is to begin to do our homework, research, and discover a new way of living. And don't put yourself down. Be encouraged. So it's my hope that this message will cause you to think about the choice you have made. If you see yourself in this message, just say, okay, I learned something. I don't want to be that way anymore. If it doesn't apply to you in all aspects, it may apply to you a little bit, then you learn something. But if you know that somebody can benefit from this message, share, like, and subscribe. Go to my YouTube channel. I have several. I have one, Thoughts in AM. The Thoughts of Anthony Milton. That's my name. Anthony Milton. This person said, you need to create a channel like Thoughts in AM, similar to these other news channel, that have their name for their channel. And then I have the Hidden Tears of Black Male, but I shortened it to, excuse me, Hidden Tears, and I have He Still Speaks. Now listen, which God is constantly speaking to us, but we just don't want to listen. And the reason why we don't want to listen, because He's not saying what we want to hear, so we say God is not answering what I'm asking Him. And yes, we are the problem. So rise, I want you to rise above your tradition. Remember, we know not what we do because we don't know what to do. We have not heard what to do, so we do things based on tradition. And we must rise. And in our rising above our tradition, we're going to leave people, friends, family, mother, father, brother, sister, cousin, niece, and nephews, and strangers. They not want to have anything to do with us anymore, because we have decided that we want to move out the rat hood in our mind. It don't have to be physical location. We can be thinking in a rat mentality. I want to get, and I don't care about other people. And if I harm someone, so be it. They was in my way. No, we're living in time that we must begin to hear the truth. So like this message, share and comment. And I always tell people, you can comment. Someone told me, yeah, I like what you said, but I don't want to comment because I don't want my friends to see that I agree with you, and I just listen from a distance. And that's fine. But we live in the world today. We live in 2024. We live in an environment. We live in a mindset where we don't know what is right or wrong, truth or lies. And we're going to do what we do because we know not what we do is a lie. And if it's the truth, somebody's going to tell us it's a lie. And if it's a lie, some people are going to tell us it's the truth. So how do we know what is the truth? We go to God, our Father, as we know Him to be, and we seek Him out for the truth. or we go to somebody we can trust and we can share how we feel and hopefully they give us the right way to do. Because life and tomorrow is not promised to you and I. And how do you know if you wake up tomorrow and until you wake up? And if you don't wake up, those who know you and those who you're around will know that you did not wake up. Seriously. And then when you do wake up, thank God that he woke you up. Did he wake you up for you to live the life that you're living? Or did he wake you up because he wants to use you to be a vessel that you can go out there and expose the truth? Because a lot of us, including me, I know not what I was doing back then, and then I knew what I was doing back then, and I still did what I should not be doing. Am I perfect? No. No, we still have problems with our mindset. We still are sinful beings. But we need more voices out there to give us hope, to give us hope, to say, I see a difference. I'm not going to sit in the back of the bus. I'm going to sit on the front of the bus. I see that there's something is wrong. I'm going to make a difference. One person can make a difference. Because when that one person make a difference, other people will begin to follow that person. And then that one person multiplied to 2, 3, and 4. God does the choosing. God chooses who he wants to be, that he know that will use, that will do what he says. And how do you know who God's candidate is? How do you know this person is being used by God? Because they will be attacked verbally and sometimes physically. How? That's how you can tell. In one of my books, I wrote, Stay on the plantation that benefits me. What is the plantation I'm saying, talking about? It's my ideas, it's somebody's ideas, belief, and thoughts on how you should behave. So they tell you, stay on their plantation, it benefits you, but it actually benefits them. And then you, when you decide to think for yourself and you escape their plantation of ideas and belief, how do they get you back? They whip you with more lies and accusations. You say, oh, I'm sorry, I should not escape from the plantation of your ideas and belief. No, know what you're doing. Begin to think for yourself. It won't be easy. It will be hard. I have given you information for you to go forward with to make a difference in your life or to make a difference in other people's life we share. We are in a time frame. We are living in an environment that things does not appear, may appear to be a certain way, but it's not. And so like I said, I say this to one person. I said, if a spaceship land in your neighborhood, what would you do? People say, I would run. No. There'll be a lot of individuals try to get their camera out to get a picture with the alien so their video can go viral. So we live in a social media environment where we don't even know that what's being, and there have been other videos that reveal that a lot of social media videos are being duplicated and copied in various forms by other YouTubers, and they play off other people's videos, and they have drama, they have sexual scenes, have everything but funny and laughter and what, that's their niche, but that's not my niche. I said, maybe I can go viral if I come on YouTube in a pair of thongs. I know people be watching that and my video will be viral, but that's not me. Maybe if I do drama, that's not me. My video points you at self to cause you to look at self and point you in the direction of what you need to do. You have no power to make you do anything. I can just give you the information and say, gee, because a lot of information has been given to me that I resisted over the years until I got the spiritual knock and spiritual wake up and said, you must begin to do what I require you to do. We all have a calling. What is your calling? You don't know. Simply ask the God as you know him to be as your God, and he will point you in direction. So rise above tradition. Rise above what you think is right and begin to investigate. Know not what you do. Do what you should be doing. Do not do what you do based on emotions, feelings, to get along, what's in it for you, how it benefits you, who's doing it for you. Nobody's going to know all this kind of stuff. No. Do the right thing. Because there's a certain thing, karma. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Rise above tradition. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe. Go to my YouTube channel, The Hidden Tears. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button when I do videos. Check out the many YouTube shorts. And I promise you, They say you shouldn't promise. But when you go to any one of my channel, but go to the YouTube shorts on Hidden Tears, and even if you don't subscribe, you want to comment, that's fine. I get negative comments too. But just look at the videos and you will see something that will say, wow, that's me. And when you see that video pertain to you, that was your answer that you need to know. Flowers and fruits and vegetables do not grow overnight. They must bear the turbulence of the weather, the animals, the hot and cold, the snow, or wherever that seed has been planted. The seed does not grow overnight. So the thoughts that I'm sharing with you will not grow overnight. They will be when the seed come out the ground. It meets a lot of resistance. So you're going to experience a lot of resistance from others who don't want you to sprout a new stem toward the light. The plant is always reaching. You ever go on the highway pavement and you see grass growing through the little cracks in the sidewalk, or even grass is growing on the bridge as you go across the road. So how is that possible? Because life is in the earth, life is in the plant, and they're going to push itself through. So you and I must continue to push ourselves through all the troubles, all the thoughts, all the traditions that we think is normal because they have gotten you and I to a certain place. It may have a lot of sweetness and good memories behind it. It doesn't make it right if it did not come from the true source that tells and reveals to us it is right. So thank you for joining me. However